Hello, hi.
Hello, hi, hola.
Yeah, not
We're
hola.
not in Mexico.
We're in Bali, in our second spot up in Bali. And like we said in the last video, we didn't update the next day.
No, it's been
a week?
More than that. But it's hard to enjoy yourself in a place and keep up vlogging and making videos. We need to get better at it.
I don't know how people do daily vlogs. They get serious props. What have we been up to? We spent about 10 days in Seminyak.
We were staying in a bed and breakfast hotel. Cheap accommodation, breakfast included, which was nice.
Seminyak, it was interesting. I mean, it's a very touristy section. There was lots of good restaurants, lots of good places to go get a nice cold drink. There's pretty good beaches there.
Going from being stuck in a van all the time and cooking our own food and not going out to eat very often, we definitely spent the first 10 days just eating our faces off. Yeah. And the first restaurant that we went to, I think it's called China's, something like that.
It was really good though, and they had the best pork belly we've ever had.
The best pork belly I have ever eaten.
It was awesome.
In my entire life. So good that we actually went back twice to this restaurant to eat because it was so delicious. It's a big platter with a bunch of different like traditional Indonesian. We had to stop filming because there's a farm across and I guess they're getting ready for some festival tomorrow. So they just started playing really loud music.
So if we randomly stop again, and if suddenly our location changes,
or wearing different clothing, so
yeah. We were at Seminyak. We had a lot of fun while we were there. We did a lot of eating. We already went on the eating. We ate, so we had satay while we were there.
We tried whatever we could.
Mi goreng, and nasi goreng, different satays, different types of rice. Like we said and showed, there was that platter with the 12 different types of it. Yeah. Giulia had crispy duck,
which is really, really good. I think it's called bikek goreng. Forgive me if I'm wrong.
We explored the nightlife around Seminyak a little bit, and we went out a lot during the day. We went to the beaches while we were there.
Spent quite a bit of time on the beach. The beach is nice.
It's not as nice as Australia though.
No.
We've been kind of pampered with the crystal clear waters of Australia and the nice white sand, so it was a bit of a change at first.
Finally, on this trip, for the first time, we went surfing.
Yeah.
That was fun. Scott just went straight for it. He just didn't even take a lesson. He just rented a board.
Got pretty good at it. I went lower and lower on the boards, like smaller. I was always using foam boards, so pretty easy. I'm excited when we get back to Australia to try one of the pop-out boards.
Scott has experience snowboarding. I watched him from the shore, and pretty much the second time he tried, he stood up on the board.
It worked out pretty good. I had a huge board, which was probably helpful.
The third time we rented a board, cousin Marika and Scott taught us how to do it, and I ended up standing up a couple times, and it was quite a bit of fun.
A lot of fun. I know I got a couple of real good waves towards the end when you catching them right as they started to peak. At one point I caught a wave that was actually pretty big, pretty cool to feel that just massive rush of speed as you started going down the wave. It was a lot of fun. We did one day trip out of Seminyak. First we went to Nusa Dua. It's a beach on the opposite side of the island where they have a bunch of water sports that you can go do. We ended up doing a tour that was a glass bottom boat that takes you out to go snorkeling, and then Turtle Island. Yeah, you're gonna hear the music, so we'll see if you can hear us over this. Snorkeling was good. It wasn't as crystal clear as we hoped. The water was a little bit murky. It was still a lot of fun. It was Giulia's first time snorkeling. It was fun. It's weird getting in the water, not snorkeling offshore, but snorkeling off the boat, so you just jump in, and at first I'm like panicking, because I'm like, what if I get tired? But then I realized how easy it is to like use your flippers to actually like swim around. So it was a cool experience. I don't wear contacts and I do wear glasses, so it was a little hard for me to see much of anything. Okay. We have a theory here because we've been listening to them playing the music and they can't actually figure out how to use the volume properly. They just keep like turning it up and down for some reason. But anyways, and from there we went to Turtle Island, which if anybody goes to Nusa Dua and is planning on going to Turtle Island, my biggest suggestion is don't do it. I assumed by the name Turtle Island is some island with a bunch of beautiful wild turtles, and it's not. It's a turtle farm, and you're able to hold bats and turtles, and they have eagles that are tied up and snakes. It's in general it's a little sad. We didn't hold any of the animals, didn't really take much videos or pictures there just because I don't feel like supporting it. I already felt a little bit sad that we had paid like about $4 for us to get inside, and I
really wish that my money didn't go to a practice
But whatever,
like that.
that's the way it goes.
But yeah.
After that we went to
Uluwatu Temple, and that was very nice. Uluwatu
good.
is beautiful. The temple overlooks on the ocean. It's just stunning. And while we were there, we got to see monkeys for the first time. That was cool.
An interesting experience. Well, Julia is very excited about monkeys, and her cousin was also very excited. And so the first monkey we saw, they kind of approached it, and Julia's cousin got pretty close to it, and the monkey decided to hop up on her and thought that a thing of hand sanitizer on her was food.
Yeah.
They're pretty aggressive there. Saw them steal someone's sunglasses. Like, they think
Off
everything's
their
food,
face.
and they're happy to steal there. So you really don't want to bring anything with you to the temple. And as her cousin found out, they're happy to jump up on you and happy to dig in there.
Watched a little girl get a shoe taken off of her foot, and she's crying and crying, and her dad goes and tries to get the shoe back. I'm like, you stay away from that monkey.
Yeah, the monkey didn't have it. So it was beautiful to see it there. We got a lot of footage out there at the temple. The architecture of it's gorgeous, and the way everything's set up really works with the landscape. All the views from the temple and all the paths leading from it was gorgeous.
The other day we came to Ubud, and we have had so much fun since we've been here. We definitely enjoyed staying in Ubud a lot more than staying in Seminyak. Seminyak is a lot more touristy. It caters to the tourism industry a little bit more than Ubud does. The town center of Ubud can get a little bit busy. I just find that there's a lot more culture and a lot more stuff to do here.
We're staying in an Airbnb.
Yeah.
And so we're actually staying in a little community here, a little compound, which is filled with our host's actual family. So it's very intimate, much different experience.
It's been fantastic. They've been so great to us here. Our host's name is Kutut. In this compound, 30 of his family members, and they all live here. There's a whole bunch of different houses around, and all of them are so kind, and they've been so great to us since we've been here. They picked us up in Seminyak. One of the uncles picked us up. He has taken us on a couple of day trips. Kutut kind of feels like your dad here. Like when we go out to Ubud for the day, and then we call him and he'll come pick us up, and it feels like you're calling your dad to like come pick you up after. Since we've been here, we've gone on 3 day trips. The first day trip we went to, oh boy, what did we do?
We went to a school for children aged about 6 to 16, 17, and where they learn art and they learn traditional art, and that was a really cool experience. I didn't expect it when our guide, Katut's uncle, said that we should go there. It was very cool to get there. It was amazing to see how such young children are taught the traditional painting and traditional drawing, and amazing how detailed and how much work goes into these pictures. It takes them anywhere from about 6 months to a year to complete. The detail is so tiny.
The whole point of it is to be able to keep the traditional art and the traditional culture alive, because most artists are now of old age, but they can't continue to paint the way they used to because their eyes don't work the same way. So they really depend on teaching children from a young age to be able to do this type of artwork because they have that attention to detail. Scott ended up buying a painting. While we were there, it was unfortunate. The children were there. They were actually in their primary school, so they weren't around at the time. But Scott had chosen one painting, and it just happened that the one boy that was there was the boy
who painted it. So it was really cool.
The picture.
It was nice to be able to meet the person who actually painted it, and to see. I mean, you can travel through the tourist sections and you can kind of buy all these paintings, which aren't actual. They're just prints copies. It was nice to meet the talented young guy who'd actually painted it. It was really cool to actually see the money going there. After we went to the painting school, we did the rice terrace after that, and it was cool to see. We basically just stopped at the top and headed out and took pictures, and shortly after getting there it started raining like hell. It's a beautiful landscape, and that's basically one of the typical things that you'll see if you ever type in Ubud or think about the interior of Bali. You'll probably think about the rice terraces.
We had to go see. Then after that we went to another temple which is called Elephant Temple. There was actually 2 parts of the temple because Bali is 80% Hindu. It was an interesting temple because 80% of the temple was Hindu, but then there was one part of it that was the Buddhist section of the temple. So I'm not really sure how the 2 of them intertwine and what the cultural significance of that is. Then yesterday we ended up going river rafting, which was amazing. So much fun. It was the Ayong River, so it's the longest river in Bali. We started from the farthest point that you can on the river, so our rafting was about 2.5 hours, and we had a really awesome guide with us. Every time we would pass other boats, he would splash them, and he would always try to scare us by slapping his paddle and telling us that there was alligators in the water, even though there's no alligators there.
It's funny, he'd lure people in. As we'd pass, he'd wave at them and he'd say, "Hi, hi, hi," and then as soon as he got close, he'd splash them with the paddle. A couple times he caught people sunbathing and he'd splash them. He's definitely the troublemaker of the river, that's for sure.
Anytime we would go down steep rapid, he says boom boom, and that means you need to like hit the floor.
So every time he said anything about caution, we were around an area of rough water, Giulia would hit the deck immediately, and then she wouldn't be able to get up after.
I'd get stuck. I would get stuck. I'm really small, so every time we would like hit any type of bump, I would just fly backwards. I didn't even mean to, it just happened.
It was a lot of fun though, and it was cool to see it all. It was really a different kind of view. We got to see a lot more of the jungle and a lot more of the river that you wouldn't see any other way.
Today, we had a super awesome day. We started out by going to the monkey forest. If anybody knows, I'm kind of like secretly obsessed with monkeys. I love them
secretly.
so much.
It's not a secret at all. It's very blatantly obvious.
I love monkeys.
You can't get her to shut up when there's a monkey involved.
They're not shy. I probably had a total of like 20 different baby monkeys come and climb up on me, and just it's the most amazing feeling when you feel their little soft hands coming and climbing up you, and they're so gentle and they're so nice, and oh my god, I love it so much. Scott's trying to take pictures of me, like every time a monkey would come on to me, he'd try to take pictures of me, but I was just so excited. I was like a child. I just kept moving around. That was amazing, and we spent probably a good solid like 2 hours there, and I honestly could have spent the whole day there.
And then after that, took off down to go see a waterfall around here. I can't remember what the waterfall was called.
This is the name of the waterfall. No.
We came home after that. We leave tonight at like 11 o'clock. We're going to drive out of here. We're headed to the airport to go catch our flight back to Cairns. And so we wanted to get a vlog done, which I'm glad that the music has stopped. But unfortunately it got dark because we wanted to do the vlog from the position we were at before, so you could see out the window where we're at here. It
was really nice. So it's about almost 7 o'clock. Really excited because the family that we're staying with, they invited us for dinner tonight. So we're gonna go over there and we get to have an actual like home cooked Balinese meal, and I'm very excited for that. So after that, back to Australia. Bye.